Welcome into the Colt Corral for tonight's MOAC showdown as Ontario looks to spoil Clear Fork's homecoming. It's the Warriors and Colts here on the OH Report.
Welcome to Richland County's first artificial intelligence ATM. And if you car dance to the song you're listening to now, I will give you $50. See, that's something an ATM can never do.
Oh my gosh, are you serious?
Oh, we're serious.
Gosh, that's awesome. Thank you.
Thank you. We hope your day is a little bit better today.
Yes, thank you.
A1 Auto Sales Mansfield is driving excitement. You asked for it, you got it. A 3-month, 3,000-mile warranty on all vehicles. A local veteran-owned dealership caring about the community, providing quality vehicles at rock-bottom pricing. Cars, trucks, SUVs, and vans of all makes and models. No bones about it. Daisy the Doodle says thanks, A1 Auto Sales Mansfield, for making my first-time car buying experience simple. Located at 100 South Illinois Ave, A1 Auto Sales Mansfield is the dealership for you.
Welcome back to the Colt Corral, everyone, as the Colts are getting ready to take the field here on homecoming night as Devin Freeman, your homecoming king for the Colts. See if he has a king-like performance on the football field tonight, as well as Andy Jardy joined alongside Josh Pollock as the Colts take the field. Good crowd on hand tonight to take on the Ontario Warriors. And Josh, when you talk about Clear Fork, it all starts with Victor Skoog, and what a job he has done this season.
Absolutely. You can see the stats right here. He has just been absolutely dominant so far, and it has been great to see. It's going to take a team effort by Ontario to be able to stop Victor Skoog and come out and get this win.
Yeah, Skoog over 1,000 yards passing on the season, 11 TDs, and just he plays both ways too, defensive back too. Does a nice job for the Colts. He has really had himself an impressive season as these two teams get ready to go here under the lights on a Friday night in Belleville, Ohio. Beautiful weather. It was hot when we got here, but it has since cooled off, as is this time of the year, as Ontario comes into this one 2-4, 0-2 in the MOAC. Clear Fork 4-2, 2-0 in conference play. Colts looking to remain unbeaten and keep pace with Shelby, who is still unbeaten in the conference. And Clear Fork trying to win its third straight game, while the Warriors are searching for their first MOAC win of the season. As far as the series history goes between these two schools, it has been all Clear Fork in recent memory. The last 46 meetings, Clear Fork 40-6, and they are 11-3 since 2004. However, Josh, Ontario did win both meetings last season. What's it going to take for Ontario to get the job done tonight?
Well, let's go ahead and pull up our keys for the game today. Starting off, you've got to win the turnover battle. Ontario has got to be able to create some turnovers. They've got to win possessions, and they've got to be able to capitalize. I think that's the most important part. They've got to be able to capitalize off of those turnovers as well.
Yeah, and it's going to really come down to containing Victor Skoog for the Warriors, too. If they're able to make him uncomfortable tonight, could bode well for the Warriors, looking for their first MOAC win of the season and trying to make it 3 straight against the Colts. This has been the Black Dog Tavern pregame, presented by Black Dog Tavern at Deer Ridge Golf Course in Belleville. As we are all set to go here, Clear Fork will kick off. Warriors set to receive. And we are underway from the Colt Corral. Andy Jardy alongside Josh Pollock. Happy to have you with us here on the OH Report. And the Warriors return, gets them out around the 17-yard line where they will set up shop. 1st and 10, 11:55 to go here in the first quarter.
It's going to be interesting to see how Ontario comes out of this game. The freshman quarterback coming in for them. You're putting the young guy in there. It's a hostile environment. I'm excited to see what they do today.
Yeah, Bodpen Miller, the freshman QB. This is an Ontario offense, second best rushing attack in the conference, and no surprise there, they start things off with a run for a couple of yards there on first down.
A nice little run to get a few yards right here at the beginning of the game.
Miller on the season, 9 of 17, 82 yards, 15 carries, 94 yards, and a touchdown. He was slated to start week 1 of the season, but was dealing with a hand injury, and he is now back under center as the quarterback for the Warriors. Coming out in the shotgun, Miller keeps it, and nowhere to go. The Colt defense limiting that one for a gain of nothing.
Absolutely just swallowed him up. There was no hole, nowhere for him to go.
So already the Warriors facing a 3rd and long, 3rd and 6. Just under 11 minutes to go here in the opening quarter. Caleb Holler in on the tackle for Clear Fork. No surprise there. He leads the team with 48 tackles and 2 sacks. And on 3rd and 6, Miller fakes the handoff, rolls out. He's got a receiver, and it's caught out past the 30, 35, and knocked out of bounds around the 37-yard line is Colton Ramian for the Warriors' first down.
That was a great job, a great play design actually by Ontario. He was wide open. You had Miller just read it perfectly.
Yeah, nice touch from Miller. And a big first down here early on 3rd and 6. They're out at the 37. Miller, under pressure, rolls out. And he's got another receiver wide open. It's Ramian again out around midfield. He's got enough for another Warriors first down.
I'm surprised Clear Fork able to get into the backfield. They're able to get some penetration, get Miller on the run, but he has been able to escape out of it, keep his eyes downfield, and hit his open receiver.
Ontario coming in, we talked about great rushing attack, and so far their success has come from the passing game tonight. Both first downs coming through the air.
Both of Miller's passes going for first downs.
Handoff up the middle. About a yard on the play.
I think early on you're able to see that Ontario's passing game has been able to work. Clear Fork seems to have been playing off of the receivers a little bit, which has given Miller tons of space. He hasn't had a lot of time, but he's been able to make the most out of it.
This is an Ontario backfield, bolstered by sophomore running back Chase Studer, second in the MOAC in rushing yards with 661, also with 5 touchdowns, and just a nice pedestrian 7.2 yards per carry for Mr. Studer, and brought down in the backfield. Nowhere to go on that one was Chase Studer. The announcer's jinx, if you will. Talk him up, and he gets brought down for a big loss in the backfield.
We just got done talking about how Clear Fork's been able to get good penetration on the play. They go through, and they do it again, but they're able to sniff out where the play is going and get him for a loss.
Studer had 158 yards in a win versus Lakewood earlier this season. And they've got Drew Yetter back there as well. He had a big game in that win over Lakewood. 146 yards, 2 rushing TDs. So here we go, 3rd and 15, just under 9 minutes to go. Miller fakes the handoff, rolls out, and this time Clear Fork ready for it. He throws it up, and it is going to innocently fall to the ground, thankfully for the Warriors, because that was a dangerous throw from Miller, and they will force Ontario to punt.
And that was a very close and risky play there by Miller. He saw the pressure, he wanted to get the ball out of there, and he just threw it up there. Very, very lucky to come away without a turnover there.
So after a couple of first downs, Ontario now forced to punt. Takes a bounce around the 35 and is going to roll all the way down to the 20-yard line, where Victor Skoog and this Colts offense will take over.
And if you're Clear Fork, you've got to feel good coming out of that drive. I know you gave up 2 relatively big passing plays, a 28-yard pass, an 11-yard pass, both for first downs, but the defense was able to settle in, get some pressure, and then get a quick 3 and out.
So here goes Clear Fork's first trick on offense. Skoog drops back to pass, throws underneath, and it is caught. And a couple on that play, Jay Jackson, the freshman, with a nice reception. Colts coming out throwing.
Number 8, Bailey Graff making the tackle for Ontario.
Picks up about 6 on that play.
2nd down and 4.
So we take a look real quick at the offensive starters for the Clear Fork Colts. Victor Skoog under center, Larry Fermi and Tristan Robeson. And here on the handoff, a nice run, still going out around midfield and into Warriors territory. A huge run by Tristan Robeson. There is a flag, though, on the play. It is going to be holding on Clear Fork. As we'll take a look again at those offensive starters there for Clear Fork. I mentioned Victor Skoog, Larry Fermi, Tristan Robeson, who had a nice run there but called back. Mason Pipes, Devin Freeman, the homecoming king tonight here at Clear Fork at wide receiver. Milo Bergholder, Derek Boyd, Josh Fields, Braylon McCoy, Caden Riddle, and Ty Sellers round out the Colts offense. Handoff to Robeson again. Makes a nice move, and he's got plenty of room ahead of him. He's out across midfield, one man to beat, and he could go all the way inside the red zone. A huge run from Mr. Robeson.
just incredible speed. You saw him get to the hole, and he just took it. We're going to go ahead and take a look at this replay right now. You see him just beat every defender, the absolute speed, and he just used all the gas that was in the tank right there, and that is what inevitably led Ontario to catching up to him.
The junior running back. Huge chunk play there for the Colts as they look to strike first in this one. Scoog keeps it. He's to the outside, and he is into the end zone. There's Caleb Holler with the little wildcat formation and the touchdown, and the Colts are on the board first.
Just a great job, great blocking by the Clear Fork Colts offensive line there. He was able to basically just walk in at that point.
12-yard touchdown run from Caleb Holler. And the Colts march right down the field, 80 yards on 3 plays. 7:29 to go here in the first quarter. Extra point attempt is good, and that will make it 7-0 Clear Fork.
Up and it's good for extra point. 7 minutes and 29 seconds left in the first quarter. You're both 7. Warriors nothing.
So a great start, Josh, if you're Clear Fork, and really didn't even have to use Victor Skoog all that much.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the running game was clearly efficient there. You're seeing a tale of 2 different sides of the ball. You've got the offense for Clear Fork able to run the ball, get big gains. For Ontario, they were successful with the pass the first drive. I would love to see them go back to that. That's where they seem to get any sort of positive yards.
Yeah, Ontario had a good drive going on its opening drive. 2 first downs, and things were going well, and then Chase Studer got brought down in the backfield for a big loss, and that kind of derailed the whole momentum right there. But this Clear Fork offense, just so much balance. They average 178 yards through the air and 158 on the ground, so they really can come at you both ways on the offensive side of things.
And that goes back to what we were talking about with Victor Skoog. I mean, he can kill you with his passing, but he's also got some feet on him, and he can get out there and run it as well. And I think that's the one thing you've really got to be patient for if you're Ontario.
Got to give a shout out to the Ontario marching band right now playing the James Bond theme. I could not be any more excited for that movie to finally come out next week. So we'll see as the Ontario kickoff is brought back out around the 25-yard line. They'll mark it at the 24. And we saw Miller come out and make some nice throws for Ontario.
See what they come out here with for the second drive of the game. A lot of the play action seemed to be working for them this last drive.
Ontario won both meetings against Clear Fork last year. Handoff up the middle and just nowhere to go against this Colts front right now.
And that's the thing. These Clear Fork guys, they're big. They're going to get in the backfield. You've got to have a good offensive line. You've got to have some time for your running back to figure out where the holes are at because there's not going to be many.
Yeah, Drew Yetter that time trying to pick something up and wasn't able to get very far past the line of scrimmage. Just a gain of 1 on the play. 2nd down and 9. Play clock down to 5. Miller fakes it. Now he's going to air it out. He's got his man if it's there, and it just goes off the hands of Braxton Hall. But we have seen some impressive throws from Miller here tonight early on.
And that was just crazy as we take a look at this replay. He just completely, speed of burst, just right past the defensive back. He had him there. That is one that you know he's going to want back. He's going to be going to bed tonight thinking I was that close to taking it to the house.
Yeah, he catches that. It's 6 points for Ontario, but an impressive throw from Bodpen Miller.
The throws have been there.
Yeah, they really have. Colts all over this jet sweep, and it goes nowhere. on third down, and Ontario once again now will have to punt the football away.
And that is a drive that's just going to kill you if you're Ontario. You had basically 6 points you left there. I mean, I don't know for sure that he was going to get caught. You and I were up here, and he just completely burned past that guy. Chances were slim that he was not going to take that to the house. You hate to walk away without getting any points out of that.
I do like the aggressiveness, though. It was a second down play call, and they took their shot.
And it was there.
Yeah, it was. Just unable to execute it. So now they will have to try and get a stop defensively after Clear Fork took it right down the field on their opening drive. This punt rolls around midfield. 5:49 to go here in the first quarter.
That was very, very close to a blocked punt.
It was, yes.
I'd be surprised if Clear Fork didn't come out here and try and run it again based off the success of the first drive.
Scoot fakes the handoff, throws it to his receiver, and it goes off the hands of Luke Schlosser.
He jumped it just a little bit too far out in front of him. If he'd have lobbed it a little bit, I think he'd have been able to catch up to it, but he just led him just a little bit too far.
Second down and 10. And Colts are going to take their first timeout. Looked like there was some confusion about what they wanted to do offensively, so Dave Carroll will use their first timeout. 5:49 to go, 5:45, excuse me, to go here in the opening quarter.
If you're Ontario, I know you're down 7-0. I know your first two drives haven't really gone that far. But there's still a lot of positives that you can take away right now. Your passing game is absolutely working. The receivers have been there. They've been open. You've been able to hit them for a big gain. The one was just an unfortunate drop. But, I mean, you and I are up here watching it, and it could easily be a different ball game if he catches that ball right now.
Yeah, it really could, and I'm sure they are pleased with what they've seen out of the passing game, but this is a team that is known for running the football, and they've had very little success so far doing that. I'm sure Coach Chris Miller would like to see his Warriors win that battle up front a little bit more, because this is a team best rushing offense in the MOAC, and they really have yet to get it going on the ground. But I do like the aggressiveness coming out throwing the football on the road.
And I think that's obviously something that Clear Fork came into this game knowing that they wanted to shut down the run. They wanted to force Ontario to throw. You can see it. Their defensive backs are kind of playing off a little bit. They're not really pressing up man-to-man.
Skoog hands it off, running right up the middle, close to the first down.
This is a nice job getting a good chunk there, making it a more manageable third down.
Yeah, they need about 2 yards to get the first down. Quick pitch in the backfield and plunging ahead, getting enough for the Colts first down.
It's a nice design run. The offensive line has just been dominant so far for Clear Fork. They've been able to open up gaps, making it very, very easy for the running backs to find the hole and just get where they're trying to go.
They just have so many weapons, too, that they can go to offensively.
A lot of speed.
Skoog now alone. Fakes the handoff. Rolls out to his right. Looking downfield. Good coverage. But finding a hole in that coverage was Luke Schlosser, who made sure he could make that catch after letting one go off his hands earlier. Picks up another Colts first down.
And that was a nice job by Skoog being patient. I mean, he was being chased down by just a trail of Warriors, and he was able to hold on to the ball, make the right choice, and hit his open receiver.
Nice job by Schlosser, too, to come back, help his quarterback out, and get underneath the coverage a bit there. Once again, the Colts moving the ball, 4:43 to go here in the first quarter. Andy Jardy, Josh Pollock with you here on the OH Report, live and free. Play action to the outside. Skoog's got his man. Devin Freeman, the homecoming king. He's brought down inside the 5-yard line. And the Colts knocking on the door again.
A nice little pass by Skoog right there to Freeman, and he just had the whole valley to be able to run there.
First and goal from the 2.
Clear Fork's offense has been kind of predictable going into this right now. I mean, it's either going to be a handoff or a short little dunk pass and see what they can create from it.
Here's a pitch in the backfield and a nice job stopping him short of the goal line. Schlosser tried to take that one in. Picked up a yard, but he's going to be a yard short of the end zone.
It looked like he'd have room there to be able to just sneak that one inside. Ontario doing a great job of closing the hole fast.
55 racing by, it's making a tackle for Ontario. Looks like second down and goal for Colt.
On second down, again, Ontario's defense coming through.
30 Schlosser ball here.
Schlosser again didn't have anywhere to go, and he loses a couple of yards.
Looked like a little bit of confusion on the Clear Fork side there between Skoog and the running back, and that's what caused that mishap there.
It's a third down and goal. Ball spotted at the 4-yard line.
This is where you can take away a win if you're Ontario. If you're able to stand your ground here, force a field goal, or maybe they'll go for it on fourth, get a stop, just do not allow a touchdown, and you can walk away smiling.
3:20 to go here in the first quarter. Skoog takes the snap, he rolls out, throws one into the end zone. It is caught for the touchdown. Devin Freeman with the touchdown reception. 13-0 Colts, 3:14 to go here in the first quarter.
And that was just a great design. I think everybody in this building thought it was going to be a little pitch and catch, and they were able to find a guy right in the corner, completely unguarded. Just a nice design by Clear Fork as we go to look at this. You can see they're kind of stacking the box here, loading it up, kind of expecting a run. The linebacker is closing in on each side. Skoog able to drop out and find his guy on the right side of the end zone with a guy trailing him. That's Freeman, I believe, the homecoming king.
Yes, it is. Extra point attempt is up, and it is good. So Clear Fork leads 14-0. Caleb Windsor on the point after, wearing number 14, appropriately making it a 14-0 game here in the Colt Corral.
This next drive for Ontario is going to be crucial. You've got to come out and get points on the board. You can't be down 14-0 in the first and allow Clear Fork to get the ball back. You've had the chances. You just got to finally capitalize on those, make some stuff happen, and then you'll get yourself right back in this game.
Tonight's high school football broadcast is brought to you live and free on the OH Report thanks to our generous sponsors. A1 Auto Sales, located at 100 South Illinois Avenue in Mansfield, or check out a1autoohio.com to shop their selection of used vehicles. J&F Construction, building your future today. Design yours at jfconstruction.com. Deer Ridge Golf Course in Belleville. Book a tee time online at deerridgegc.com. MWD Logistics. Expand your inventory capacity by partnering with MWD with warehousing facilities all over the Midwest. And by Park National Bank. Invest with people you know and trust, or bank online anytime at parknationalbank.com. Hope you're all comfortable wherever you're watching this one from. Ontario brings the kick out past the 25 and brought down around the 26, 27-yard line is where the Warriors will set up their third offensive series, trying to get some momentum back in this game.
Nice starting field position if you're the Warriors. I'm curious to see how they come out and choose to attack. You've had 2 drives to see how Clear Fork's defense is going to play you. You've seen that you've had the passing. I know that you're normally a rushing team, but do you start to play what the defense is giving you, or do you try to keep going and rush the ball until you can make it happen?
Yeah, we'll see what they do. I think they've got to get to what has been their bread and butter all season, and that's running the football with Studer and Yetter in the backfield. But Clear Fork so far has taken that ability away from them. And we got some movement up front. Looks like that's going to be offsides on Clear Fork. Looked like Milo Bergholder jumped.
Yep, they are moving back Clear Fork's way. It's an easy 5-yard gain.
Especially when you're trailing and trying to establish something. It could be something as simple as that just gets the thing going in your direction. Handoff, and close to the first down is Chase Studer. Second in the conference in rushing yards coming into tonight, 661.
The 38-yard line. 62, Caden Riddle making the tackle for Clear Fork. After a Warrior, 1st and 10.
And that's a nice way to start. Get the first down, get a quick 5-yard rush.
2:50 and counting to go here in the opening quarter. It's Studer again looking for room up front, and he is bottled up quickly. Just does get back to the line of scrimmage, so Clear Fork once again making things difficult up front for Ontario.
Clear Fork again able to just swallow up any hole that Studer has a chance of going through.
Miller rolls out. He's under pressure, gets it off, and incomplete. Pass was almost caught, and that pass was almost intercepted. Luke Schlosser getting in on the coverage for Clear Fork.
It was another dangerous pass by Miller there. He was scrambling. He had a trail of Clear Fork defenders behind him. He just had to get rid of the ball. Threw it into a guy that was open, but there was a Clear Fork defensive back just swarming in on that.
Miller under pressure early, too. Last couple of times he's rolled out, Clear Fork has been waiting for him. So 3rd down and 10. Miller keeps it, and he is brought down quickly. Might have gotten back to the line of scrimmage, but it is going to be another 4th down, and most likely another Ontario punt here.
And it kind of surprises me with as many runs as we saw there. I mean, you got good field position. The passing game was open. Even on that last one where you saw Miller being swarmed in the backfield, he had people open. He just had no time to get the ball to him. Now comes up a crucial defensive stand for Ontario.
Schlosser catches the punt and is immediately brought down. Kind of surprised he didn't fair catch that.
Yeah, I was going to say, I kind of like that. A little bit of bravery from him.
I feel like maybe Ontario was expecting him to fair catch that too, because it was
I think
not
everybody.
as immediate of a hit.
I think everybody did. He had
yeah.
a whole circle of Ontario Warriors surrounding him.
.123 to go here in the first quarter. Colts 2 for 2 so far on offense. Both their drives have resulted in touchdowns. Caleb Holler took it in from 12 yards out to make it 7-0, and then Skoog, a 3-yard touchdown pass to Devin Freeman, made it 14-0. Skoog tosses it in the backfield, and Josh, every play, as this one is going to be enough for a first down, but it seems like Clear Fork getting about 7 to 8 yards every run.
Yeah, he would not be taken down. He got hit about 2 yards short and just was able to will his way to it.
It is enough for a first down. They're at the 43-yard line.
Nice 12-yard run to start the drive.
Yeah, just a casual 12
Yeah,
yards.
just no big deal. Just pick up a first real quick.
Run to the outside, past midfield, still going, brought down around the 40-yard line into Warrior territory. Tristan Robeson again, Josh, just a burst of speed and a cloud of dust, and he is picking up huge gains here so far tonight.
Those outside runs, man, I'll tell you, they've got the speed, they've got the blocking, it's there every single time.
Goob drops back, throws over the middle, caught, and enough for another Colts first down. It's
And let me
Jay
just say,
Jackson.
that one was dangerously close to being picked off in the middle. Just absolutely lasered it in there.
That's the second time tonight now that Skuga's connected with Jackson on that little underneath slant route. It is going to be short of the first down. He picked up 9. So it'll be second down and 1. 27 seconds to go here in the opening quarter.
Clear Fork just seems to be driving at will.
Take a look here at the Ontario defensive starters. Colton Ramian, Braylon Boone, Jacob Timmer, John Mounts, Drew Barnes, Chance Mullins, Nathan Slater, Craig Powers, Trey King, Bailey Graff, and Braylon Wilson, rounding it out for the Warriors on the defensive side of the ball. And it's a defense that is looking to get a big stop, and I wonder if that's why Coach Miller took that timeout right there, as Clear Fork has just really picked up chunks of yardage on almost every single play here so far in this opening quarter. So second down and 1. Skoog alone in the backfield. Low snap. He's going to take a shot downfield, and it is caught for the touchdown. 30-yard touchdown pass to Tristan Robeson.
Just unbelievable. It just seems like every single time Clear Fork gets on the field, they've got big play after big play. They just march down the field so easily, and they're just able to put it in the end zone.
Robeson had the big run on the opening drive, and he comes down with the 30-yard reception here. Your Sutton Bank replay. And Skoog, just a beautiful throw. Robeson's speed again, an issue.
Tossing it where literally only his player could get it.
And it has been an impressive showing from Clear Fork here early on homecoming night. 21-0 here in the first quarter.
Well, now it's getting to the point you're getting close to a running clock before the end of the first quarter even starts. You've got to come out in this drive and figure out a way to get on the scoreboard, or it's going to get ugly quick.
This is a very young Ontario football team. Lost 18 players to graduation last year. Coach Chris Miller before the season saying that it's just all about developing this year. We like our chances to finish in the top half and would consider that excess. So he knows what he's dealing with here at Ontario. It's going to be a growing season for them. There's going to be some moments of some real progress, and then there's going to be nights like tonight where suddenly you're down 21-0 in the first quarter against a Clear Fork team that has really found its stride here midway through the season.
Absolutely, and you're in a tough environment. Clear Fork always brings out really great fans. They always pack the seats. People come out here, they put their blankets down, they put their lawn chairs out days before to make sure they've got the best seat in the Colt Corral to be able to watch their Clear Fork Colts take on whoever it is they're facing.
Yeah, this is a really neat place to come and watch a game, and this is the most people I've seen at a Clear Fork game in a while, at least this year. This is our second time here. Definitely the most I've seen. It is homecoming, so that tends to draw out the most fans. They had a dunk tank going earlier where you could dunk some of the staff. I'm sure that was a big hit with the students.
Oh, I would have loved that.
We thought about putting our cameraman, Garrett, into that, but
he didn't want to. It was
he did
weird.
not. It was weird. We'll get him in there before the night's over.
Taking a kickoff out to about the 35-yard line for the Warriors.
14 seconds left here in the opening quarter.
Casey Swank making the tackle for Clear Fork.
I'd love to see Ontario come out. You got 14 seconds left. Your rushing game hasn't really been there numerous times, just getting back to the line of scrimmage or getting 1 yard. I'd love to see them open up the passing play. I know that's not really their identity, but it's been what's working so far.
Well, Josh, they come out in a 5-receiver set. Studer in motion, tosses it out to Studer, and gets back to the line of scrimmage. Might be a yard short of the line of scrimmage. That will take us to the end of the first quarter. Your score, Clear Fork 21, Ontario 0. You are watching high school football live and free exclusively on the OH Report.
Welcome to Richland County's first artificial intelligence ATM. If you car dance to the song you're listening to now, I will give you $50. See, that's something an ATM can never do.
Oh my gosh, are you serious?
Oh, we're serious.
Gosh, that's awesome. Thank you.
Thank you. We hope your day is a little bit better today.
Yes, thank you.
A1 Auto Sales Mansfield is driving excitement. You asked for it, you got it. A 3-month, 3,000-mile warranty on all vehicles. A local veteran-owned dealership caring about the community, providing quality vehicles at rock-bottom pricing. Cars, trucks, SUVs, and vans of all makes and models. No bones about it. Daisy the Doodle says, thanks, A1 Auto Sales Mansfield, for making my first-time car buying experience simple. Located at 100 South Illinois Ave, A1 Auto Sales Mansfield is the dealership for you.
Welcome back into the Colt Corral. Miller was sacked on second down, so it is now 3rd and long, 3rd and 18. Trying to get a screen going, and Miller is hit in the backfield as the Colts defense all over that. Josh Fields in on the tackle, and Ontario once again forced to punt, as it has just been a real struggle to get their offense going tonight.
And that was back-to-back plays from Ontario where the pressure just got to Miller. He had nowhere to go, nobody was open, and he just got swarmed. The Clear Fork Colts just getting to him way too quick.
Low snap to the punter, and it is almost blocked. They might have gotten a hand on it.
It looked partially blocked.
It takes a nice bounce for Ontario and rolls out to around the 45-yard line, but once again, great starting field position for the Colts as they look to continue rolling here. 21-0.
I'm going to pull up this replay. I'm curious if he actually ended up getting a hand on this. It looked like because he messed around with it a little bit, and yeah, I can definitely see it. Looks like he got just enough to interfere with that.
Yeah, that punt basically just went straight up in the air. Did look to be deflected, but it took a nice bounce. But right now, it doesn't look like it matters where Clear Fork starts offensively. Skoog fakes the handoff, and now he keeps it, and he's got nothing but green in front of him. Victor Skoog is into the end zone. A 43-yard touchdown run for Victor Skoog.
Just unbelievable. He just completely took off on the left side of that and took it to the house. Nobody was even close until the very, very end there. And that is just the worst-case scenario if you're the Warriors right now. You haven't been able to get really anything going the past couple of drives, and then you've given up huge plays on defense as well, letting Clear Fork just score super easy.
And that was a design draw all the way. Skoog had no intention of throwing that football. He just waited in the backfield. And then there was nobody for Ontario that had a chance to get to him until right at the goal line. And then Skoog made his move, and he was in. And it is 28-0 Clear Fork.
30 points gets you a running clock, and you really don't like saying it when it's just the start of the second quarter, but that's the position that the Warriors are in. They've got to get some points on the board, and they've got to be able to stop the Colts from scoring again.
All right, if you got those tickets out, we're going to read off that number.
Clear Fork, of course, coming off a big win at Galleon last week, 36-21. Colts scored 24 unanswered points in coming back to win that game. And it was much of what we're seeing tonight. Clear Fork stopping the run of Ontario. They did it to Galleon last week, too. Held them to just 36 yards rushing. And the MOAC's leading rusher, Hainiff Donaldson, had only 12 yards on 16 carries. We've seen them shut down Chase Studer tonight as well. The Colts, we talked about it earlier in the game, they seem to have really found their stride here midway through the season.
Yeah, that defense has been playing well. We came out here for the Bellevue game, and this, looking at this team compared to that team, is light and day. I mean, or night and day, just different.
And once again, the Warriors will start around the 30-yard line. It's been where about every one of their drives has started. They have moved into Clear Fork territory a few times tonight, but have just not been able to sustain any kind of drive.
And that last drive, they just went backwards every time. They just couldn't get even a little bit of momentum. And here's the thing, if you're Clear Fork, you got to keep your foot on the gas. I mean, you're up 28-0. It could be easy to sort of back off a little bit, play it a little easy.
And we've seen Clear Fork do that to teams when Clear Fork has found themselves in big deficits, but again, it's another sack in the backfield. This Colts defense
just absolutely swarming and harassing Miller all night long so far. I mean, the second he hiked the ball, there were 3 or 4 Colts right around him.
Derek Boyd, the sophomore, in on that sack. Studer again trying to pick up anything, but once again, Ontario's offense going in reverse as the Colts have been all over them.
That speed from the Colts defense has just been absolutely dominant so far. They are just getting to anybody in a white jersey tonight within seconds.
Nine minutes to go in the second quarter. Ontario facing a 3rd and long again. Play clock down to 10. Miller looking to the sidelines for the play. Play clock down to 5, and Ontario will now use its second timeout of the first half. 8:49 left until halftime. I mean, what more can you say, Josh? It has just
I mean, right now, if you're the Warriors, you're hoping that 8:40 goes by pretty quick. You can regroup, take a little breather, figure out what's wrong, come out and correct it. But you hope that in the next 8 minutes and 40-something seconds that you can keep it at 28-0. You cannot. I mean, this is crucial. I mean, it's not good you got a 3rd and 21, especially with the way the Clear Fork defense has been playing so far. But you absolutely, if you're the Warriors defense, have to come out with some fire, bring out a little bit of pride, come out here and force a stop and give your team a chance.
Clear Fork will get the ball to start the second half as well. Miller's got 4 receivers to his left, 1 to his right. And he's going to step up and try and pick it up with his feet. Makes a couple defenders miss. He's out to the 30. 35 is where he's brought down a couple of yards shy of the first down marker. It'll be 4th and about 3 for Ontario.
What a great effort right there by Miller. I mean, it looked like he was going nowhere. Then he showed off the speed a little bit, got a nice 16-yard gain. But unfortunately, when you start off at 3rd and 21, 16's not going to do it.
Miller has run the ball a few times this year, 94 yards. Does have a rushing TD as well. And looks like they might go for this. They might try and draw Clear Fork off sides, play clock down to 7. They are going to go for it. The handoff to Studer, and I don't think it's going to be close.
I don't know. I think he's going to be right at the line. I think if you're the ref, you might even just give it to him.
Caleb Holler in on the tackle. And he's going to be short. So Clear Fork will take over once again in great starting field position. I think you had to go for it there. You're just trying to find something. And
I was thinking about it for a little bit, and I thought, well, when is the right time, if you're the Warriors, to come out and say, you know what, every drive now is 4th down territory for us. And I agree with the decision. I mean, 8 minutes left to go till halftime. You're down 28-0. You haven't been able to stop Skoog or the Colts offense whatsoever. You got to do something.
so 7:58 to go until halftime. Clear Fork will take over at the 37-yard line. Handoff to Robeson, and look at him go again, Josh. Gets a big block downfield, and it's going to be 1st and goal for the Colts. There is a penalty flag on the play.
And that was just crazy. I mean, the second that he gets the ball, you saw it, I saw it. We probably could have ran through the hole that he had. I mean, it was just incredible. And then a great block at the very end there to give him just a little bit more space. We're going to see what this penalty flag is. We also have an injured Warrior down.
Yeah, I wonder if the penalty maybe did come on the block.
I don't see anybody moving back or moving in any direction. I don't know if the call's actually been made yet.
Well, they were getting ready to signal the call. Here we go. Block in the back is going to be the call against Clear Fork. So that will, once again, Robeson's had 2 really big runs, and 2 of them have been negated by penalties.
And that's rough. I don't know. When we were watching that play, if it was the block in the very, very end of that, I'm not 100% sure if that was. Let's go ahead and take a look at this replay, and we'll see. I mean, just absolutely phenomenal blocking. I'm trying to look. It might be here at the top of the screen. And we'll see. Oh, and yeah, I guess he was just a little bit too far behind him to make that block. Originally, it looked like he got him right from the side.
We do still have a player down for Ontario. He is now up. Getting some help walking off. Good to see that. And that looks to be the quarterback too, Josh. I believe that's Bodpen Miller.
It looks like it.
Defensive back as well.
And that is definitely not what you want to see if you're Ontario. I mean, you're starting a freshman at quarterback, which isn't always a bad thing, but it shows that you're not experienced at that position. And so if he goes down.
Yeah, it looks like if he's out, it'll be Peyton Dugan most likely stepping in at quarterback, who started the season as Ontario's quarterback. While Miller recovered from a hand injury, it was Dugan's job, and I expect we will see him in when it is Ontario's next possession. But right now, Clear Fork trying to go up even more. Skoog fakes the handoff. He's got 2 receivers in the same area. I wonder if there was a little bit of confusion there.
I don't know. Both of them thought they were going to get it, and it looked like a baseball where someone's coming up from behind you in the outfield saying, it's mine, it's mine, it's mine. But they just got mixed up, got confused, and nobody ended up getting it.
Really one of the only miscues we've seen so far.
That pass has been there.
Yeah. Five receivers set for Clear Fork. Skoog fakes the handoff. wanted to throw it to his man downfield, and then he is hit as he thrown, and it is going to be intercepted by Ontario. So the Warriors getting a huge break that they needed. Skoog hit as he was thrown, and it fell right into the defender of Ontario for a big-time interception.
And that's something you could take away if you're Ontario right now. You've got a good defensive stance. I'm not really sure what Victor Skoog was thinking there with that throw. He didn't have anybody. He could have been wise, just went and ran it out of bounds, started over and went back. But he decided to risk it for a little bit and ultimately paid the cost.
Yeah, he just held on to it a little bit too long there and hit as he tried to take a shot into the end zone. So we will see now who's in at quarterback for Ontario. Does look to be Peyton Dugan. Check that's Quentin Frankhouse, a sophomore.
And he had the outside there. I mean, it showed a little bit of athleticism. He had nowhere where he was originally supposed to go. He was able to break it outside, but that speed from Clear Fork just way too quick, and they were able to catch up to him.
Great name, by the way, Quentin Frankhouse. Big fan of that name. Just under 7 minutes to go. It's Frankhouse again. In at quarterback and a handoff. Close to the first down. Studer on the carry.
There we go. Ontario starting to run with a little bit of fire now. Dragging some Clear Fork Colts with him.
And it was enough for an Ontario first down, so maybe getting a little bit of their confidence back after getting a big interception. Handoff up the middle.
Just absolutely nowhere for them to go right now. They started off this drive, a couple of big runs. They were able to find some gaps. Clear Fork being able to figure out what was going on there and shutting those things down.
Drew Yetter, the ball carrier that time, gets about a yard, maybe two on the play. 5:40 and counting to go here in the second quarter. Andy Jardy with Josh Pollock here on the OH report. And again, just nowhere to go for Drew Yetter.
Be lucky if he even got back to the line of scrimmage there. And you can see the difference. I mean, passing-wise, only 6 attempts so far for Ontario in this first half and about a dozen or so rushes. Clearly they are trying to establish the run. It has just not been effective.
Another third down and long. Rolling out and getting into the backfield. Another sack from Clear Fork. And they are looking like the Browns' defense against the Bears tonight so far, Josh.
Oh, that's just crazy. Is Miles Garrett down there somewhere? I mean, it's just the whole defensive line, the whole Clear Fork Colts defense just seems to be living in the backfield tonight.
Yeah, Caleb Holler in on the sack that time already. I believe the 4th sack maybe for Clear Fork. It's the 3rd or 4th. They have been wreaking havoc in the backfield, forcing Ontario into another punt, so the interception does not come back to harm Clear Fork. And another punt, this one just once again going straight up, and it'll go out of bounds around
a little bit past the 40, it looked like.
I was a little confused by where the official was going, but it's going to be right around the 45-yard line.
This drive, so important for the Warriors to come out. You were able to get a stop last time when Clear Fork was threatening. Clear Fork does get the ball a half. You've got 4 minutes to go. You've got to get another stop here, get some points on the board. You cannot allow Clear Fork to spend some time, drain that clock, get points out of it, and then get the ball at half.
See how Skoog responds after that interception, and Coach Carroll going to take a timeout. 4:14 to go until halftime.
Again, we still got that 50-50 ticket up here. 6-9-3-2-3-7-1.
You're going to want to watch out for some big plays if you're Ontario right now. Clear Fork has had a pass of 23 yards, a pass of 30 yards. They've had rushes of 55, rushes of 12, 12, 14, 43, 25. I mean, they have been able to get a lot of chunk plays, which is why it's 28-0. If you're a defense, you can't allow that many in the first half.
Colts got on the board first. Caleb Holler took it in from 12 yards out to make it 7-0. Next drive, Skoog, 3-yard touchdown pass to Freeman, made it 14-0. And then right before the end of the first quarter, Skoog, a 30-yard touchdown pass to Robeson, a beautiful throw. Robeson's been all over the field tonight. And then in the second quarter, Skoog on that design draw took it 43 yards to make it 28-0.
Going to be interesting to see what Clear Fork does in the final 4 minutes here of the first half.
And almost could have been another interception there, but it does fall to the ground.
That was another risky play. The Colts love to get the middle of the field crowded. They love to get their receivers mixed in there on those slant routes, hoping that they can just kind of thread the needle and get somebody to get open in space. It's worked a few times tonight, but it also, when you make those kind of throws, it can be super dangerous at the exact same time.
Skoog drops back, looking to run it now. Ontario is waiting for him. He gets back right about to the line of scrimmage. But so far, Ontario has turned things up a little bit defensively here.
I'm a little surprised the way that Clear Fork's been able to run the ball so far this first half, that their first 2 plays have been passing plays.
Making the tackle for Ontario. Brings up 3rd down for Colts.
Ontario trying to make some substitutions late here. And Skoog runs into his back in the backfield, but he still is able to throw it downfield for a completion and enough for the first down. Milo Bergholder on the reception. And it's a Colts first down, 3:15 and counting here in the second quarter.
A little bit over 3 minutes left to go in the first half. Clear Fork threatening to score again.
Skoog under pressure again, able to get up into the pocket, make a spin move. He's still going, and breaks another tackle, lowers the shoulder, and a play that should have gone for nothing gets them down to the 15. It's a gain of 20 from Victor Skoog.
Skoog, man, I'm telling you, making something out of nothing. It looked like he was going to take barely a few yards there, ended up able to break away from that, get a huge gain, put him in scoring position right at the 14-yard line. The chance to put 7 more on the board.
Make sure to stay tuned at halftime. We will carry the marching band performances for you. Colts taking their time. 2 minutes to go until halftime. Skoog throws it in a big hit on the Bergholder as that pass is incomplete.
There's another one of those slants that the Clear Fork Colts seem to love.
Number 8, Bailey Graff on coverage for Ontario. We did have a winner for that 50-50, Rob Stover. Congratulations on the 50-50, and thanks to everyone for participating in sport, supporting our Clear Fork Athletic Department.
Skoog to the outside, and that pass was just a little too slow to develop. And
Perfectly read by the Warrior defense. They're finally starting to get a grip on kind of how Clear Fork wants to run their offense. You saw it the whole time, linebacker just waiting for him to make that throw so that he could go as hard as he could to make that hit.
yeah, I think Chase Studer took out some frustrations there because he's had a tough night running the football. I feel like he put a little extra emphasis on that tackle.
Trying to send a message.
So it'll be 3rd down and 14. Colts can still pick up a first down right inside the 5. All sorts of trickeration on that play, and it didn't amount to much.
If you're Ontario, that's a win right there. But now the question poses, if you're Clear Fork, you're 18 yards out. It's 4th down. Do you kick the field goal? Do you go for it? Do you try and what do you do here?
It looks like they are going to attempt the kick on this. Carter Windsor from about 35 yards, and it is good. Carter Windsor from 35 yards out makes it 31-0 with 35 seconds to go until halftime. That's not something you see every day at the high school level.
Yeah, that was a great kick. And I do like the call. You're up 31-0 now. You'll get the ball at halftime. It'll be a running clock going into the second half.
An impressive showing from Clear Fork here on homecoming.
Everything kind of going their way right now. They've been able to get big chunk yards. They've been able to have great scoring drives. They've been able to take time off the clock. Everything going against Ontario right now.
See if the Warriors can maybe get a big return here, get some positives going into the locker room at the half.
You called it.
He's got blockers out in front. There is a penalty flag on the play, though, and I think this one's going to come back, which is unfortunate for Ontario because he did take it all the way to the house, was Chase Studer, but there is laundry on the field.
And that is just a killer if you're Ontario if this penalty goes against them. That would have been phenomenal going into the half. A great kickoff return. You take it all the way to the house. Things starting to go back your way, and a flag just brings it all back.
We'll see what the call is. It would be about an 80-yard touchdown return. And it is holding on Ontario, so that will wipe out the Chase Studer touchdown return.
The only thing that seemed to have gone right for the Warriors tonight is wiped right off the board.
Yeah, that's tough.
Bought the ball back to the 24-yard line. Ball first to 10.
Would have been a little bit of sweet revenge after what the Clear Fork student section was
Yeah.
saying towards Ontario tonight.
Both schools, Ontario packed their side of the stadium too. There's a good crowd on hand here as we are officially into October, which is hard to believe.
And you can feel it.
You
The
can.
weather outside, it went from nice 80-degree weathers to now you want to bring a jacket.
Yeah, it's getting a little chilly. This pass to the outside is complete. Colton Ramian comes down with the catch. And that should take us to halftime. Although the clock has stopped. Ontario took a timeout.
All right, trying to see if maybe they can get a little something before halftime. You might as well. You're down 31-0. What do you really have to lose? You can't take your timeouts with you.
That is still Quentin Frankhouse in at quarterback, too. Bodpen Miller, while playing on the defensive side of the ball, had a vicious block against him. Officials talking about something right now. Not sure what the holdup is here. Was an 8-yard completion on the play before, so 2nd down and 2. And what will most likely be the final play of the first half. Ontario, no more timeouts. And that pass falls short, so we will have one more play here.
Frankhouse pass intended for number 2, Braxton Hall, falls incomplete. It's a 3rd down for Ontario.
Hall did have a lot of room in front of him as Clear Fork dropping all their defenders back to prevent any sort of Hail Mary before the half.
Yeah, you're going to have to pull some tricky stuff here to get Clear Fork to let you score.
And so here we go, pass underneath. And still going, and brought down right around the 44-yard line is where the first half will come to a close. It has been all Clear Fork here tonight, leading 31-0 at the half. You are watching high school football live and free on the OH Report.
Welcome to Richland County's first artificial intelligence ATM. If you car dance to the song you're listening to now, I will give you $50. See, that's something an ATM can never do.
Oh my gosh, are you serious?
Oh, we're serious.
Gosh, that's awesome. Thank you.
Thank you. We hope your day is a little bit better today.
Yes, thank you.
A1 Auto Sales Mansfield is driving excitement. You asked for it, you got it. A 3-month, 3,000-mile warranty on all vehicles. A local veteran-owned dealership caring about the community, providing quality vehicles at rock-bottom pricing. Cars, trucks, SUVs, and vans of all makes and models. No bones about it. Daisy the Doodle says thanks, A1 Auto Sales Mansfield, for making my first-time car buying experience simple. Located at 100 South Illinois Ave, A1 Auto Sales Mansfield is the dealership for you.
When is the last time you remember doing the chicken dance, the pony? How about the mashed potato twist or the hand jive? Now, when is the last time you have done all of them in the same song? Chris Keener wrote this song in 1962 and filled it with over a dozen classic dances. So get up and dance to Land of 1,000 Dances. Now, if you haven't had the urge to get up and dance yet, we hope our last number will do just the trick. We go back to 2014 with Meghan Trainor at the top of the charts in both the United States and the UK. Filled with doo-wop throwback and pop elements, here is Lips Are Moving. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give it up for the 2021 Ontario Warrior Marching Band. We'd like to thank you for your undivided attention for this halftime show, and go Warriors!
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, and please stay for our famous annual glow-in-the-dark show after the game.
Welcome to Richland County's first artificial intelligence ATM. And if you car dance to the song you're listening to now, I will give you $50. See, that's something an ATM can never do.
Oh my gosh, are you serious?
Oh, we're
Oh my
serious.
gosh, that's awesome. Thank you.
Thank you. We hope your day is a little bit better today.
Yes, thank you.
A1 Auto Sales Mansfield is driving excitement. You asked for it, you got it. A 3-month, 3,000-mile warranty on all vehicles. A local veteran-owned dealership caring about the community, providing quality vehicles at rock-bottom pricing. Cars, trucks, SUVs, and vans of all makes and models. No bones about it. Daisy the Doodle says, thanks, A1 Auto Sales Mansfield, for making my first-time car buying experience simple. Located at 100 South Illinois Ave, A1 Auto Sales Mansfield is the dealership for you.
Welcome to the Black Dog Tavern halftime, presented by Black Dog Tavern at Deer Ridge Golf Course in Belleville. It has been all Clear Fork, 31-0 here on homecoming night. Andy Jardy alongside Josh Pollock. Josh, let's take a look at those halftime stats, and whew, if you're an Ontario fan, turn away.
Yeah, it's not been a pretty game. I mean, the score let alone tells you that. But the thing is, Ontario hangs their hat on their rushing ability. And anytime you see negative in any of your numbers, it's not good. But especially when it's the main stat that your team builds itself around, that identifies itself around in those rushing yards. What did you say in the pregame? It was like their average per game for rushing was over 150, I believe, right? And for them to come in and at halftime only have -2 speaks volumes on both sides of the ball. They've not been able to find the gaps. They've not been able to capitalize on any of the openness that their offensive line's been able to give. But to the credit of Clear Fork, they haven't really allowed any of those. They've been able to swarm to the gaps. They've been able to close up the holes that Ontario's been able to do it, and they have been swarming the backfield all night long.
Yeah, this Ontario team came into tonight best rushing offense in the conference, and Chase Studer came into tonight averaging 7.2 yards per carry. He's been bottled up tonight. Drew Yetter has also been bottled up. They've had nowhere to go on the ground. They tried to air it out, had a drop pass that probably would have resulted in a touchdown on their second drive, but it has just been Clear Fork all over the field tonight defensively, and then they've had no answer defensively to stop Clear Fork's offense, and that's what's led to our 31-0 lead here at the half. They did force a turnover, and it looked like that was maybe going to lead to something. They had a couple positive plays after that, but it's just been unable to sustain any sort of drive for Ontario tonight, and that's kind of what you expect with a young team that they've got that's kind of learning this season how they have to go about winning football games.
And it doesn't help that their starting quarterback went down midway through the second quarter with an injury and has not been back in the game. He was already a freshman. You were already inexperienced at that position. Him going down when you were already losing, I think at the time it was 28-0, isn't going to help your case.
Yeah, and he got hurt on a defensive play as well. So it wasn't anything on the offensive side of things. He was able to walk off the field with some help. But, yeah, Bodpen Miller did get hurt. We'll see if we see him here in the second half. Quentin Frankhouse took over at quarterback for Ontario in his absence. So the Colts will get the ball to start the second half. It will be a running clock as Clear Fork leads by 30 or more points, 31-0.
It's a big drive. You're already in running clock territory right now with it being 31-0. You've got to be able to give yourself a chance to get back underneath that 30, get that clock stopped so that you give yourself a chance to come back in this game.
So the second half is underway and a little squib kick, and it is muffed. And
I'm not sure who came up with it.
Yeah.
There was a scramble. It looked like Clear Fork had it, and they ran right into each other.
Yeah, they did, but Clear Fork was able to avoid disaster there and recovers it at good field position, which has been the story of the night for them at the 40-yard line.
That would have been huge. That would have been absolutely huge if you're Ontario, being able to force that right away in the start of the second half and give yourself great field position. But yet again, it doesn't seem to work out for the Warriors.
Skoog all day to throw. Now he's under some pressure, and he throws it right to an Ontario defender, and this is going to go the other way for a pick six. How about that for the Warriors? They're on the board.
A 40-yard pick six by the Warriors, and that's a way to come out at halftime.
That is how you do it right there if you're Ontario, and Skoog just didn't look like he knew what he wanted to do, and he ended up throwing it right to an Ontario defender. That'll stop the running clock.
And that's not the first time that we've seen Victor Skoog force a throw like that.
Yeah, that is the second time he has been intercepted tonight. Really the only thing that Clear Fork has done poorly tonight is the turnover battle. They're -2. So with 11:01 to go in the third quarter, the Warriors are on the board thanks to the defense.
That's the way you want to come out at halftime. The kickoff didn't go their way, but they thought, you know what, we're not going to let that stop us. We're going to go ahead. We're going to pick that thing off. We're going to take it to the house and make this a little bit of a ball game, hopefully.
So now we'll see.
And that's Skoog's second interception of the game.
And it's interesting, too, now, because on both of his interceptions, it's almost been a case of where he's just maybe had too much time and maybe started to overthink things, and he's forced two passes into coverage. I mean, that one was right to an Ontario defender.
I think it's one of those things, you're up 31-0, you're clearly dominating the team you're playing off against, and it's one of those things you get a little bit confident. You think, I can sit in the pocket a little longer, I can make riskier throws, we've got a big lead, and it doesn't work out.
Trey Booker will be kicking it off. Tried the squib last time, and they do it again this time, and no issues for Clear Fork. Draws a bit of a Bronx cheer.
Yeah, they were on top of that one that time. They thought, you're not getting us 2 times in a row. We know your game plan now.
Braylon McCoy pouncing on that one. So we'll see how the Colts respond. Jumped out to a 31-0 lead at halftime. Handoff up the middle and met immediately at the line of scrimmage. Maybe a gain of 1 on the play.
The Warriors coming out to play in this second half, hitting them real hard right in the hole, trying to make sure they know we're ready to play the second half.
Tackle made there by number 22, Chance Mullins. Number 1 on the play brings up
Chance Mullins in on that tackle. He delivered the big hit there. Senior linebacker. Handoff again, and Met in the backfield, still trying to fight for some yards. Is going to get a couple, but again, early on here in the second half, you're seeing Ontario winning that battle up front that they struggled to do so in the first half.
It seems like a fire was lit underneath of them coming out of halftime. They're playing with energy in a game where it would have been easy for them to come out and just play like they did in the first half, let it go on ahead, let the time run out, go home and prep for next week. They come out with a little bit of fire.
3rd down and 8 for the Colts. Scoob rolls out. Takes a shot downfield, and it is caught for the first down. Jay Jackson with his 3rd reception of the night.
pass is complete to number 3, Jay Jackson, down in the Warrior territory.
Nice first down pass by Scoot, getting the chains moving.
For Ontario, the give up. First down.
So they are now into Ontario territory at the 40. And some movement up front. I think we're going to get an offsides here on Ontario. Look like Colton Ramion
For Ontario,
jumped.
with the Colts at the 35-yard line. Still be first down.
That's what you can't have if you're Ontario. You give up a first down, then immediately give them some more free yardage on a penalty. You've got to keep those under control.
Toss in the backfield and maybe a yard on the play.
Ball carrier. We had about a yard for 3 or 4 from the 55.
Look like Chris Grove in on that carry. His first touch of the night.
Nice.
The rushing game not as effective as it was so far in the second half. 3 rushes, each one only going a yard. Ontario really cranking down on them in that regards, but they gave up that 10-yard pass, allowing a first down. Can they get themselves out of trouble here?
9 minutes to go and counting here in the 3rd quarter. And there is a lot of room in front of Chris Grove, but a penalty flag does come in.
That is going to be a block in the back. I saw it right near the end zone.
The ball carrier getting down inside the 10-yard line. For a flag.
I don't have the best eyesight, but I think I saw that one.
We'll wait to see what the official call is. Not that I'm doubting your eyesight, but we'll see.
It would be fair if you did.
It might be. No, we did we ever get a signal?
I don't know.
Oh,
I didn't see anything.
all right. Well, it will
I
be.
guess they gave it to him.
Puts the ball back to 19 yards.
So it put the ball at the 19-yard line. We'll go with your block on the back call.
Okay, yeah, I was right. They can't say I was wrong.
No. Trying some trickeration again, and Ontario all over it. So the Warriors have certainly tightened things up defensively here in the second half.
Number 32.
Devin Freeman, nowhere to go on that one.
Back up for a loss.
Ontario's done a great job of getting into the backfield, but I think it's pretty evident if you saw the halftime stats, the success for Clear Fork was all rushing. So, of course, when you go in at halftime, first thing you want to stop is the rushing attack, and they've clearly been able to do that.
Trying to find room is Chris Grove. Picks up a few.
Ball carrier for Clear Fork.
About 3rd and medium here. About 5 or 6 needed for the first down.
Tackle made by number 24, Chase Studer. For Ontario. Brings up 3rd down and 10 for the Colts.
In this once very raucous crowd, it's just kind of fallen into a lull here at halftime and into the 3rd quarter. It's cooled off significantly. I think people are just getting a little chilly.
Getting their jackets
Yep.
and trying to stay warm.
Skoog to the end zone, and unable to come down with the catch was Jay Jackson. Great defensive coverage there from Ontario. Quentin Frankhouse.
And that was just great coverage by him. Great effort by Clear Fork to go up and try and snag it, just not enough. And that's a good outing by Ontario's defense. You gave up the one big play, but other than that, you didn't really let Clear Fork do anything on offense.
Colts look like they might go for this. It's 4th down and 10. Ontario, another chance to keep the Colts off the scoreboard. Skoog drops back. He's got his man open over the middle, and it's a little too high. And the Warriors' defense forces a turnover on downs.
That's the prime example of what you want if you're Ontario coming out. You get the pick six, you go down, you give a little bit, but you don't break. And now you're back on offense. He did have his guy wide open. Skoog just barely overthrew him. It would have been 6. That's one I'm sure he'd like to have back.
Yeah, you're starting to see some very self-inflicted wounds from Clear Fork because they had a big play. It would have been 1st and goal from the 4, but you had a penalty that brought him back to the 20, and that ended up costing them. Already an interception in this half as well. They're 0 for 2 on their 2 drives here. And Ontario coming out throwing, and there's a man open, and it's enough for the Warriors' 1st down. Great throw from Quentin Frankhouse. And Braxton Hall, who dropped one earlier, made sure to come down with that catch. And it's a 1st down for Ontario as they try to claw their way back into this. I've seen some crazy games here at the Colt Corral, Josh. I was here for Clear Fork's just ridiculous comeback against Lexington. And I tell you what, if Ontario is able to go down and score here, this could get real interesting.
And the thing is, we talked about it in the first half. The passing attack for Ontario was there.
And a lot of credit has to be given to Quentin Frankhouse for stepping in, too. Not even listed as a quarterback on the roster, but he has come in, done a nice job, made some throws.
Yeah, that first pass, just an absolute line drive.
So a 3rd down and about 9 here for Ontario. Just under 6 minutes left here in the 3rd quarter.
You've had success through the air so far this game. They didn't throw a lot in the first half. I think the entire time in the first half they threw the ball only 9 times. And I thought the first one you come out at halftime, a 14-yard gain, and they are clearly intent on just trying to get that running game going.
Airing it out along the sidelines and just too far for his intended receiver, Dylan Floyd.
Just overshot him a little bit. That's the second time, though, they've had that wide receiver on the edge like that, and he just clearly beat his man in man-to-man coverage. Quarterback just couldn't get it to him.
So good job by the Colts defense, forcing Ontario into a punt.
Oh, he might have touched that, it looked like.
Yeah, it was close. Clear Fork will take over at the 40-yard line. Trying to find that. I mean, they were unstoppable. Those first 4 drives, they went down the field. They were putting up points at will, and it's been a bit of a struggle for them ever since.
If you just tuned into this game and you were watching and you didn't see the scoreboard, you'd think this would be a close game.
Yeah.
But it is just completely different from what this team was in the first half to what they're coming out of the second half like.
And fumbled snap, bobbled snap, I should say, in the backfield. And just nowhere to run on that play. Casey Swank taking some snaps at quarterback. And Skoog is on the sidelines.
Brings up second down and 10.
So an interesting decision here.
You got about a quarter and a half left of game time. Curious what the plan here is.
Swank, the sophomore, in at quarterback. Skoog has thrown 2 interceptions tonight. Wonder if there's maybe a message being sent to him.
Nice little run by Clear Fork there, picking up close to a first down.
Number 9, Braylon Wilson with some help in 57.
Third down and short. Handoff up the middle, and it's enough for a Colts first down.
Lost the ball here. Getting into Warrior territory about the 47-yard line.
Wonder if we see Skoog get put back in this game or if they try and go with the young guy. You're up 31-7. You're driving the ball a little bit. See if you can get a score and then give yourself a good enough cushion. You might let him go and get this experience.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see if Skoog does get back out there. Toss gets about 5 on the play.
I mean, if we're going off the first half, you had 200 and something or 185 rushing yards, so the running game was working. It's pretty easy for a quarterback to be able to just hand the ball off and watch your guys do work.
Yeah, and I mean, that could be part of what we're seeing here tonight. It might not be anything that Skoog did tonight. I mean, he did turn the ball over twice, but maybe they are just, they're up 31-7. Let's give some other kids a shot here. As Swank, with a nice run there, picks up a first down. This Clear Fork team trying to keep pace in the MOAC with Shelby. Shelby sits atop the MOAC at 3-0. Clear Fork right behind them at 2-0. These two teams will meet in Week 10 at Shelby. Run to the outside. Cutting back now to the middle is Tristan Robeson. He's had some big runs tonight.
The running game really starting to go for Clear Fork. Their past 4 runs, 5 yards, 6 yards, 9 yards, 11 yards. Things starting to heat up for the Colts running back.
Just now under 3 minutes to go here in the third quarter. Quarter that Ontario has won, 7-0. This was 31-0 at the half. And the game has just really crawled here in the second half. Clear Fork's offense was up and down the field, and it's been a bit of a struggle for them here in the second half. Another nice run by Swank, though, gets them close to the first down. Does have enough for the first down. Chase Studer in on the tackle for the Warriors.
That is their 5th first down of this quarter. They've been able to move the ball. They've been able to get down there, but a costly turnover and then a late turnover on downs been able to kill both their past 2 drives.
So it is 1st and 10 from the 12. Colts can still pick up that first down. Oh, a big hit in the backfield.
You heard that from all the way up here.
You heard the reaction.
I'm going to be sore tomorrow.
Yeah, that one hurt to watch. Luke Schlosser, excuse me. I was wondering why my ribs all of a sudden
Yeah,
hurt,
I just felt a weird pain in my back.
Yeah.
And
Handoff again to Schlosser, and he's met again, this time a little less viciously.
picking up a few. Clear Fork obviously intent on running the ball this third quarter. think a big part of it is they're just content watching that clock drain.
Yeah, they've certainly gotten much more conservative with the play calling here in the second half.
Yeah, I mean, I get it. You're up 31-7. You're in scoring position. You got a minute left. You got to trust your defense. They're not going to give up this lead.
It is going to be fourth down. Colts will go for it. They need 6 yards for the first down. And on the curl route, there is the touchdown to Jay Jackson. (37-7) with 32 seconds left in the third quarter. The Colts get their first touchdown of the second half.
Now it's dangerous territory because if Clear Fork gets this extra point, now it becomes a running clock. You gave yourself not a ton of time, just about a little over a quarter left of play, and time's definitely going to be working against you.
Kick is good, so it'll be 38-7 Clear Fork.
And I like that play call on fourth down. You go, you've been running basically the entire quarter, and you throw them off guard a little bit. You do a nice little slant route right there on the left corner. I don't even think the wide receiver looked like he was expecting it at first.
Yeah, he turned around and the ball was right there waiting for him. Jay Jackson has had a couple catches tonight on those underneath routes. This one a 9-yard touchdown reception for him, coming from Casey Swank.
And a great job by Swank coming in as a backup role, leading the team down a nice long drive. You drained a lot of clock and still capitalized with a touchdown. That was a picture-perfect drive for the Colts.
It just feels like everything has just reached like a screeching halt in terms of the pace of this one.
The energy was starting to come alive for the Warriors, and then just immediately like that, it was killed. Clear Fork can kind of be relaxed a little bit. Their crowd not as loud as they were. But, I mean, you're up 38-7.
We did have an Ontario kick returned for a touchdown, but was called back due to a penalty just before halftime.
And they've got some speed back there. At any point in time, they could break one loose.
Well, yeah, it was Chase Studer whose kickoff return was called back, and you could see why he is one of the top running backs in the MOAC, because when he's got room to make moves, he is very difficult to bring down, and they weren't able to bring him down. But he has been bottled up, much like what we saw Clear Fork do to Galleon last week. They've done it again tonight to another top rushing team in the conference. And that will take us to the end of the third quarter. Clear Fork leading 38-7. Stick around for the fourth quarter here live and free on the OH Report.
Welcome to Richland County's first artificial intelligence ATM. And if you car dance to the song you're listening to now, I will give you $50. See, that's something an ATM can never do.
Oh my gosh, are you serious?
Oh, we're
my
serious.
Gosh, that's awesome. Thank you.
Thank you. We hope your day is a little bit better today.
Yes, thank you.
A1 Auto Sales Mansfield is driving excitement. You asked for it, you got it. A 3-month, 3,000-mile warranty on all vehicles. A local veteran-owned dealership caring about the community, providing quality vehicles at rock-bottom pricing. Cars, trucks, SUVs, and vans of all makes and models. No bones about it. Daisy the Doodle says thanks, A1 Auto Sales Mansfield, for making my first-time car buying experience simple. Located at 100 South Illinois Ave, A1 Auto Sales Mansfield is the dealership for you.
Welcome back into the Colt Corral. Studer picked up 2 yards on first down, so it's 2nd down and 8. Andy Jardy, Josh Pollock with you here on the OH report. Studer picks up a couple more on that. Been a tough night for him running the ball.
What's crazy is that entire last third quarter, Ontario only ran 4 plays, but somehow still outscored the Colts 7-0.
A pick six will do that for you. Third down and 8 now.
In a game where time is not your friend, you got 10.5 left.
Interesting on this series, too, that they went with Studer at the quarterback position to just run a couple of those wildcat formations. And
Ever drive 4th down territory now.
it looks like they're punting this one away, though. Takes a bounce and rolls to about the 32-yard line where Clear Fork will take over. And it looks like it will still be Casey Swank in at quarterback.
Yeah, I think at this point in the game, 38-7, you were able to have Swank lead the team down just as fine. He was able to do it. There's just no sense in risking injury or doing anything like that.
And I do wonder if that factored into the decision to replace Skoog, because on that second interception of Skoog's, yeah, he was about to take a hit, and, you know, it just maybe it's like, you know what, let's get him out of there.
Yeah, at that point, it's not worth it.
Yeah. So this Clear Fork team, looking ahead, will take on Pleasant next week on the road. Pleasant 1-5 on the season. And then the final regular season home game for the Colts will come against Marion Harding on October 15th. And look at the moves here. Getting into Ontario territory. Casey Swank making the most of the playing time he's gotten tonight.
Absolutely. He has not let this offense fall off whatsoever.
And the Colts will close out the regular season October 22nd at Shelby. Have you seen enough from Clear Fork to give Shelby a game?
I think so. I think at the beginning of the year when we were here against Bellevue, this Clear Fork team looks completely different than that team.
Nice run here. Aiden Perry picks up a couple.
I think the thing that makes Clear Fork dangerous now is their offenses seem to be clicking. You got a game next week against Pleasant. Pleasant coming in with a record of 1-5. Should be a game that Clear Fork goes in and picks up another solid win. and then it's off to Marion Harding. That'll be the only real tough test, in my opinion, until the big showdown versus Shelby that could decide it.
Marion Harding 3-3 right now on the season. We've got a Colt player down, it looks like. And good to see him get up. A little slow still. Looks like Josh Fields, the junior. Number 52. But yeah, we were here for that Bellevue game, and you talk about playing the top teams in the conference.
Yeah,
the
that's no
Division
joke.
4, Region 14, Bellevue and Shelby on your schedule.
That's no joke at all. And I mean, that game was like this one, where Clear Fork was on the receiving end of a night like this, and it was not good. There were really no positives you were able to take away from that game, and they have just gone on a tear ever since. They have been a completely different team, and I think if Shelby's not careful, they might find themselves in a fight.
Yeah, that'll be interesting to see Clear Fork keep its focus, because I feel like at times tonight they lost that focus. Maybe already starting to look ahead to that game or even on to next week. And slipping in the backfield is Swank.
And I think another thing that we've seen is sometimes the decision-making of Skoog can be a little bit costly. He's had 2 turnovers that really should never have happened. It's not throws that a quarterback should normally make. We talked about it in the pregame that Ontario had to capitalize on those turnovers. They've won the turnover battle. They just haven't been able to do too much with it.
6:45 and counting to go here with this running clock in the fourth quarter as Swank makes some more moves and gets pushed out of bounds close to the first down. I think he's going to have enough for it, and he does. That'll keep the chains moving.
Number 52, Braylon Boone, forcing him out of bounds on Ontario. Colt, touchdown.
You wouldn't know that Skoog is out there, but they look virtually like the same player. They both have been able to pass the ball. They've both been able to pick up yardage with their feet.
They have such a system here at Clear Fork. I mean, watching Skoog take snaps when Brady Tedrow would come out of the game, they continue to churn out quarterbacks here at Clear Fork that just can get in, step into that role and into that system and just flourish.
The dual threat quarterbacks have been a huge thing for them.
5:50 and counting.
Number 22, Chance Mullins making a tackle for Ontario.
And this Ontario team, we talked about it, they're young. They showed some signs of youth tonight. I mean, it was 28-0 about it in the blink of an eye. But they did force 2 turnovers. They had a kickoff return called back for a penalty.
Well, and the thing that I like about this Ontario Warrior team is they were down 28-0. It was 31-0 going into the half. They were able to come out and they were able to fight, and they've not given up.
No, they haven't, and that does, I think, speak volumes to the type of kids that they have on this team, because, sure, you could come out and you're down 31-0 on the road, and it's getting chilly and cold and no one's having a real great time, but they came out and matched Clear Fork in that third quarter 7-7.
And they really haven't been outplayed too much in the fourth quarter as well. I mean, I know the ball's been mostly dominated by Clear Fork, but they've been able to compete with them and hold them to longer drives.
Swank keeps it, falls forward, and he's close to the first down marker. I think they're going to have to measure this one. Oh, we got a penalty. Excuse me, false start.
See where that moves them back to.
I don't see the play happen like that too often where they play through the false start. Usually they're waved off pretty quickly. Tell you, the running clock, you almost sometimes forget about it and you keep thinking there's plenty of time left in the game, and then you look and 3 minutes have passed and only about 3 plays have happened.
And Clear Fork's been completely fine letting the play clock just completely drain. I mean, they've held the ball for a majority of this fourth quarter.
Another pass to Jay Jackson, who's had himself a nice ball game tonight. He's got a touchdown and a couple of catches.
Inside 10-yard line, probably about the 9-yard line. Tackle made there by number 5, Silver.
It's a nice little 13-yard pass.
3:30 to go, and first and goal for the Colts at the 9.
8th first down for the Colts to the second half.
Swank rolling out. Brought down.
Oh,
And penalty flags coming in as that was a brutal tackle there. Did he get the face mask or was it the horse collar? It was ugly.
yeah, I
either
think
way.
he might have gotten both.
Personal, it is going to be the face mask. And they called 2 personal fouls? Just the one.
Face mask on Ontario.
Yeah, that was
A little bit of a frustration tackle
Yeah.
there.
Ball be down about the 2-yard line.
good to see Swank get back up, though. He's all right. From the 2, Swank lunges forward, and he is going to be stopped short. Bring up second down and goal.
Just got an update. Senior High was down 24-14 at half against Ashland, coming back to win that game 28-24.
Wow. Just when you think you've got teams figured out. It's been an impressive season for Mansfield Senior so far. From the 1 this time, Swank is in for another Clear Fork touchdown. 1:33 to go here in the fourth quarter. 44-7.
Just an easy pathway for Swank. You see him lining up here. And just a wide open hole for him to basically just walk in at this point. A great job of Swank stepping in for Victor Skoog.
That'll bring on Carter Windsor, who's had himself a nice ball game too. He's hit every one of his extra points, and he hit a field goal tonight too from 35 yards.
And I think with a minute and 33 seconds left, I think it's safe to say that Ontario's not going to be able to pull this one out.
Yeah, they found themselves in a big hole early and just were never really able to recover from it. Clear Fork came out and just threw the haymakers early.
If you're Ontario, though, what do you walk away from this game with?
I think the fact that they competed in the second half, they regrouped at halftime, came out and played much better in the third quarter. You forced 2 turnovers out of Victor Skoog. I think that's something you can build off of too.
I think the one thing that I've noticed that's really killed this Ontario, I mean, in the second half they've been outscored 14-7, but the thing that really stands out to me is the time of possession for Clear Fork has dominated this second half. Ontario only having about 7 offensive plays the entire second half.
And that is where you do see that being a byproduct too of a running clock, where they've had just less time to have the ball, and Clear Fork was just content to continue running it. I mean, they made their statement as to who they are in that first half, jumping out to the 31-0 lead. But I do think Ontario, it's, they're still learning, they're still developing. And they'll have some chances here at the end of the season to pick up some wins. They will host Galleon next week, who's 3-3. And then they will host Pleasant, who's 1-5. And then close out at Marion Harding, who's 3-3. almost another impressive return for Ontario. Grayson Ginn on that one.
That's been the one positive for them this whole night. Outside of the turnovers has been their return game. You can see the electricity that they have. They've got the playmakers. You just got to figure out how else you can do it on offense.
So Ontario will drop to 2-5, 0-3 in the MOAC. The Colts will move to 5-2 and remain unbeaten in conference play as the Colts take a timeout. 55 seconds left in this one.
And if you're Clear Fork, you've got to be feeling really, really good about this. You came out, you got up 31-0. You got Skoog out of there. You had your backup in, let him get experience, and he still went out, got the job done, and didn't even look like somebody that was normally a backup.
Yeah.
He came in, acted like he was the starter the whole game, took command of the offense, let him down on long drives, finished him off with touchdowns, and just executed Dave Carroll's plan to perfection.
It will be interesting to see what Ontario does at quarterback. Bodpen Miller got hurt in this game and did not return. And they've used a couple different people in at quarterback. Quentin Frankhouse has played quarterback. He just made that throw right there. Chase Studer did some wildcat formations for them, but that'll be interesting to see what they do at quarterback going forward. This next play will probably be the last one of the game. We do have a penalty, a holding on Ontario. Clock is still running, so we might not get another play, actually. With 10 seconds to go.
25 left on the play clock.
Yeah, they don't have to snap it. They do. Probably one last attempt to air it out, and they do, and the pass falls to the ground, and that will do it from the Colt Corral. The Clear Fork Colts on homecoming win in impressive fashion tonight over Ontario, 45-7. Stick around. We'll have our player of the game interview, and Josh and I will break down the final stats of this one. You are watching high school football live and free on the OH Report.
Welcome to Richland County's first artificial intelligence ATM. If you car dance to the song you're listening to now, I will give you $50. See, that's something an ATM can never do.
Oh my gosh, are you serious?
Oh, we're serious.
Gosh, that's awesome. Thank you.
Thank you. We hope your day is a little bit better today.
Yes, thank you.
A1 Auto Sales Mansfield is driving excitement. You asked for it, you got it. A 3-month, 3,000-mile warranty on all vehicles. A local veteran-owned dealership caring about the community, providing quality vehicles at rock-bottom pricing. Cars, trucks, SUVs, and vans of all makes and models. No bones about it. Daisy the Doodle says thanks, A1 Auto Sales Mansfield, for making my first-time car buying experience simple. Located at 100 South Illinois Ave, A1 Auto Sales Mansfield is the dealership for you.
Welcome back into the Colt Corral, joined now by our MVP of the game, Victor Skoog, brought to us by Mechanics Bank. And Victor, congrats on the win tonight. What'd you like out of your team's performance?
I think our defense performed very well. They got the one touchdown on us, but other than that, we shut them down in the first half, shut down the run, and then we struggled a little bit with the pass game at the very beginning, but then we shored those things up and we were good to go.
You guys came out and just dominated right off the bat. It was 28-0, 31-0 at the half. Is that just a product of a great week of practice, or were you guys just really focused to get a big win tonight?
I think we had a great week of practice, and I think we were really focused to get the win. We dominated up front. Our big guys up front, both sides of the ball dominated.
You had a couple nice runs out of Robeson tonight. What kind of a player is he for you guys?
Tristan's super explosive. He's super fast and quick and shifty. He's one of our better players, one of our better backs.
So you guys have a couple more games to go. What's the feeling around the team as you guys keep pace with Shelby in the MOAC?
We're just going game by game. We just want to be pleasant next week and then move on from there. But yeah, I think we're ready to play Shelby last week.
All right, Victor. Well, enjoy your homecoming victory. Is there anything better than winning on homecoming?
No.
Yeah.
No, there isn't.
All right, Victor, thank you so much. Good luck the rest of the season.
Yep, thank you.
All right, when we come back, Josh and I will wrap things up here from the Colt Corral here on the OH Report.
Welcome to Richland County's first artificial intelligence ATM. And if you car dance to the song you're listening to now, I will give you $50. See, that's something an ATM can never do.
Oh my gosh, are you serious?
Oh, we're serious.
Gosh, that's awesome. Thank you.
Thank you. We hope your day is a little bit better today.
Yes, thank you.
A1 Auto Sales Mansfield is driving excitement. You asked for it, you got it. A 3-month, 3,000-mile warranty on all vehicles. A local veteran-owned dealership caring about the community, providing quality vehicles at rock-bottom pricing. Cars, trucks, SUVs, and vans of all makes and models. No bones about it. Daisy the Doodle says thanks, A1 Auto Sales Mansfield, for making my first-time car buying experience simple. Located at 100 South Illinois Ave, A1 Auto Sales Mansfield is the dealership for you.
Back here at the Colt Corral as we wrap things up here from Clear Fork as the Colts won 45-7 over Ontario. Josh, let's take a look at some of those final numbers. And it was all Clear Fork tonight. They did most of their damage in the first half.
Yeah, I mean, you look at that, and you understand why the score was the way it was. 420 yards total offense, almost 300 yards on the ground. They didn't even really have to pass at all. I mean, you would think if you have 2 turnovers in a game, it's going to be a lot closer than 45-7, especially if the other team walks away with a goose egg in that department. But 63 total yards of offense, like we talked about during the broadcast. Ontario, I think, only had 7 plays the entire second half.
Yeah, just 1 yard rushing on the night for Ontario. They did force 2 Colt turnovers, but altogether a very impressive win for Clear Fork on homecoming tonight. So that is going to do it for us here from the Colt Corral. Thanks to all of our sponsors, A1 Auto Sales, Black Dog Tavern, Deer Ridge Golf Course, Mechanics Bank, MWD Logistics, and Sutton Bank. Couldn't do this without our great sponsors. And thanks to G-Man on camera, because without him, we wouldn't be able to do this game, because you got to have your talented cameraman, and he is that indeed. And I think he's getting a little chilly, so we should probably wrap this thing up. I'm Andy Jardy. Josh Pollock, thank you so much tonight as well. Stay safe, everyone, and we will see you again next week here on the OH Report.